Hi Brian, I wanted to take a minute to pop on here and share this video with you regarding the closed mouth breathing that we were talking about yesterday. So here's my lake. You got to enjoy your landscape with me yesterday, so I thought I would share mine with you today. First, I want to talk about the benefits of closed mouth breathing, and then we'll just go through the technique. This will only take about 5, maybe 10 minutes of us being together, so not a huge time commitment. Nostril breathing has a ton of benefits. It's a much more efficient way to oxygenate the cells of the body than open mouth breathing. Also, the pathways when we take air in through the nose are designed to filter what comes in and what leaves the body. So that can mean anything from particles in the air to pathogens in the air, or even those little tiny gnats that you might encounter as you're out on a particularly humid day, rucking or biking or any other thing that you have decided to do outdoors that day. What I found with myself when I started practicing this, which was when we were together in Lake Gunnersville, Laurie and I would go hiking, and I started to really pay attention to this practice of nostril and closed mouth breathing. And I noticed that when I began, it was fairly simple for me to incorporate it with intentional focus. But I also noticed that as I started to climb those hills or become a little bit more energetic in my hike, that I would revert back to a pattern of mouth breathing and quickly breathing through the mouth. And the reason that this practice is so beneficial is that breathing through the mouth and panting like that contributes to um, hyperventilation, so we're not getting enough oxygen to our cells. And it's really an inefficient way to oxygenate the entire body and filter what we allow in and what we capture in the nose and do not allow entry to our lungs. So in order to enhance endurance and strength, we want our best possible oxygenation. So let me give you a little anatomy lesson because I don't know where you are as far as this, so it will be brief. The the breathing diaphragm sits under the ribs, and it's a dome, and it sits right in this space. And then we have the pelvic floor, which sits low in the abdomen, and between the two, all of our organs. With an inhale that's initiated, the inhale is initiated by the diaphragm. As the diaphragm muscle engages, it begins to turn into an inverted, it flattens out and drops down into an upside down umbrella to give space for those lungs to expand and fill with air. And at the same time, pushes down, massages those organs, and the pelvic floor makes the opposite motion to accept those organs into its space. With the exhale, we have the reverse. The pelvic floor is going to flatten, tap on those organs a little bit from the bottom. The exhale, with the assistance of the transverse abdominis and the diaphragm's reverse in its position, will expel that air out of the body. So the inhale is passive. It's a vacuum. As the diaphragm drops down, it creates this vacuum and pulls the air into the body. And then we have an active exhale. This is a really efficient way to oxygenate all the cells of the body and to enhance endurance and to leave those cardiovascular type exercises feeling energized and ready to go about your day rather than depleted. So I'm not sure how you feel. I know I've worked with some people who are depleted after it and other people who are who feel all energetic. So whichever category you fit into, still an efficient way of oxygenating the body. So here's what we're going to do. Find any comfortable seat, or standing, wherever you happen to be. The tongue, we want to learn, there's a lot of stress habits that go along with the tongue, and oftentimes it is intention. So we want to allow the tongue to find some softness by either resting in the bed that's created by the floor of the mouth, or the tip of the tongue lightly touching the top of the mouth just behind those front teeth. So close your mouth, allow the tongue to come to rest. And with your next inhale, focus on this diaphragm pulling and creating the vacuum for air to enter the body. And the belly expands. And then allowing the air to be released from the body. The diaphragm comes back up. The organs find their place. The pelvic floor has the opposite movement. So we have this changing of volume in the lungs, right? The lungs fill with air. We change the volume and they open with that volume change. We have a change of shape in the abdomen. We're not eating, so it's not really getting bigger. It's just changing its shape, right? So it's almost like an accordion sitting on top of a water balloon, right? As we open the accordion, the water balloon gets squished and poofs out. As we close the accordion, the water balloon's pressure is relieved and it relaxes, and so do the lungs. The active part of breathing is the exhale, not the inhale. The inhale is a vacuum, the exhale is active. Let's do that one more time. Allow the tongue to come to rest in the floor of the mouth or resting just behind those top teeth. Mouth is closed, shoulders are back and down, and the inhale is powered by the movement of the muscle of the diaphragm. It's the exercising of the diaphragm that draws that breath into the body. It massages the organs. With the exhale, pelvic floor ascends, diaphragm ascends, organs come to rest, transverse abdominis begins to contract to power that exhale and strengthen that core. So, closed mouth breathing, more efficient, better oxygenation, it enhances endurance, filters our air, and it's a core exercise. So in addition to rocking, you will be exercising the muscle of the diaphragm, exercising the muscles of the pelvic floor, exercising transverse abdominis, and having a great time. If you find yourself, as you start to get into you're rucking that day, or maybe you're tiring a little bit, or it is a complete, a challenging hill that you're trying to climb, and you find yourself coming back into the habit of open mouth breathing, be kind to yourself. Take a moment to remind yourself. Close your mouth and practice. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. That's your practice. Let me know how it goes. I'm really interested in hearing how easy or not it is for you, and if you get any benefits from this that you notice while you're doing your cardiovascular exercises. Any questions, please always reach out and talk to me about them. I'm happy to connect with you in any way that I can. I know that you're not a yoga guy, but I am a yogini. So, namaste. Om Shanti. And just so you know what that means, namaste means the light in me honors the light in you. And Om Shanti, I bid you peace.